Hello, my name is Beatrice Jonah Afrin, and I'm the music director and conductor of Philadelphia Ballet. I'm here with my wonderful colleague Luigi Mazzocchi, who is our concertmaster, to talk about one of our favorite subjects, Swan Lake. I love to talk about Swan Lake, partly because it's one of the great ironies of Tchaikovsky's life. He composed it in 1875, 1876. It was premiered in 1877, and it was a terrible, terrible, disastrous flop. Everyone hated it. They hated the costumes, the dancing, the music. They hated everything about it. He composed Sleeping Beauty 15 years later. It was a moderate success. The Nutcracker in 1892, a little better. Poor Tchaikovsky died in 1893, feeling he had been a failure as a composer of ballet. We know now that not only was he not a failure, but he basically defined what we think of as classical ballet. When someone does this gesture, we know what they're talking about. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about why we really can no longer do without Swan Lake, why it's so essential to us. In 1895, the great choreographer Petipa redid Swan Lake and basically gave us the successful show that it is today. And one of the major differences between his version and the original is that he took the Black Swan pas de deux, which had been composed, if you can believe it, as a peasant pas de deux in Act 1. He moved it to Act 3, where it perfectly personifies the character of this evil Odile. So to show you and illustrate the differences in quality between the very famous Act 2 White Swan pas de deux and the Black Swan pas de deux Act 3, I'm so delighted to have Luigi here. He's going to start by playing for us the first phrase of the White Swan pas de deux, which is very sweet and tender and sad. And by contrast, in Act 3, where we feel it really belongs and should have been all the time, there is the brilliant Black Swan pas de deux, another beautiful violin solo. Luigi, tell us just a few things about playing this music and what it's like for you to perform.
Well, Tchaikovsky writes so well, so beautifully for the violin. Everything sits, it's hard music, but it sits well in the instrument. And I love the opportunity of playing these two different characters, White Swan and Black Swan. They are very different, especially in the middle of the part of the White Swan. With that famous but my favorite, because of the way it sits and the way it sounds, the melodic lines, is the Black Swan. But I enjoy playing both of them. It's a great opportunity.
This is why I refer to Swan Lake as Tchaikovsky's other violin concerto. So I hope you will all enjoy these performances of Angel Correa's Swan Lake, and thank you so much for watching.